need the house of food job.
You need house of food job.
I don't even the house job. I won't take any pay. Just give me the team for 1 year. And everybody will come to the park. Everybody will come to Accra Sports and watch Arsenal. I've been saying for 2 years on the road that he's the Salah replacement. He can't act or perform like Salah, but Semenyo just when creating off the ball will complement what Klopp wants to do as a coach.
He's got power both on the right, both on the left. The only thing consistently lacking with Semenyo has got to do with his clinical edge. So we know he can shoot, he can make powerful runs, but he doesn't always find, or it's not always accurate.
But I mean, I'm not saying you get some sportive United.
Oh yeah, it's not soft spots, bro. he buy latest foam, orthopedic. Wait, date up. When I first saw the Isak statement, my immediate response was, "What are you doing, Isak?" It is very unprofessional and very immature of him and his agent.
I don't know what will happen to him. No club will come for you. Will you come and write a letter that, okay, I'm sorry, I will stay? No. So what did Liverpool tell you? That you did this to your own self and your club.
Everybody's blaming Isak for he's under contract, he has to train, he has to play. Look, I say loyalty in football does not exist.
If you are facing Chelsea and Maresca, and you don't have a good coach, you are in trouble.
Hey.
Yeah. you go fit take 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
The reason why I'm not overly excited about the Chelsea victory and the number of goals they scored was the repeated sequence of the goal they scored. It's almost like almost every set piece turned into a goal. Yeah, I can guarantee you they are not going to have it that easy against many clubs in the Premier League.
Welcome to Footy Centre podcast series. Welcome to Footy Centre podcast series.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's match day.
Hello and welcome to another edition of FC Pitchside podcast. My name is Theo and thank you very much for joining us. And if you've been doing the viewing on YouTube, you know one thing to do. Please subscribe. This content is made for you. And so turn on notifications and you'll be reminded every single time there is an episode released. We usually do that on Mondays, and you can expect same episode on Apple Podcast and Spotify. Please leave us a 5-star rating, and we appreciate your comments, and so just keep them coming through. I'm going to be getting to the comments very shortly, but before I do that, the boys are ready. Ajo and Sicho are here with me. Guys, You're welcome.
Like my hobby.
Hey, thank you. What's up?
I'm good.
Ajo.
Now if you watch last week's episode, you'd realize there's a difference in Ajo's background. Now there's Esteval. Ajo, what's the inspiration? Ajo, what's the inspiration? Tell me. What's Esteval got to do with this show?
Oh, no. It's called branding. Esther is
It's called branding.
Yes. Esther is helping the brand. I think Enzo build the brand. Now Esther will elevate the brand, go different level. Esther, how should they go? Which way they go? For the sports talking inside. So make ready. Yeah. But he didn't watch my IG story, so that'll be the coins they put in for the hype for now. So yeah.
Esteval, they watch your IG stories.
Yeah.
Esteval, they watch your IG stories.
Come on.
Nah, I just.
Oh, I can show you. I can prove it to you.
Nah, just for that. You need to.
Now,
when we post this part of the episode, please put the bring the picture as a reply. I want to see it.
Esther go see. I'll go show you. I have like five pieces.
So I'll be Ajo. No, right now, it be globally one of Chelsea, my biggest fans, like globally. So Chelsea fans go repost.
What we go do be say Pitchside podcast go sponsor and make you go Stamford Bridge. Like we dive quick.
Quick.
And as you talk now, my fridge out eat. My fridge, my steal for the fridge. Oh, shout the smile. Amen.
I mean, we are in business. There's a lot more to come right here.
You
no get problem, cry. You no get problem. You no get problem. Anyway, guys, how's your weekend been? What's the highlights? Let me start with Sicho. Sicho, what's the biggest highlights this weekend?
No, I mean, biggest highlights for me, to be honest, so I've had a very difficult night coming into Sunday because the whole of the day of Saturday, I was at an event and so I didn't really see the games live. But then I had to now get home and see the games, dead games
That makes
of the big games. And of course, after church today, I've seen the live games that have happened. So yeah, I've had to be, glued to a lot of the dead games, I haven't seen the results, following how the teams lost or won. So that has been pretty much my highlights, packed sporting weekend.
Good sporting weekend. Ajo, your highlight.
Mary, my highlight just happened. It's interesting. And the guys are saying same season, same old Ajo. So while the Mani game was ongoing, I looked at the Mani midfield. I was like, no, again, the problem is still there. So because I rate Marco Silva, I made a quote on Twitter like, oh, bring in Smith Rowe. The Mani midfield look exposed. It's so open. And after the tweet now, like I tweet after 2 minutes now, and scored.
Nah.
Listen to the sound. Listen to the sound of my fingers.
I picked it. I mean, the boys are not surprised though, because we've been doing this, but I mean,
they know you.
Nah. Joey spotted. Now this one, I for call my contacts for Liberty professionals. They for bring you in as assistant.
And then keep
the way they read the game. The way they read the game.
I need the house of folk job.
You need house of folk job.
I don't the house job. I won't take any pay. Just give me the team for 1 year. And everybody will come to the park. Everybody will come to our class and watch us. Oh yeah. The house job, I thought for plus. The house job, I want to do something small. Because I mean, has fun. My uncles introduced me to house. Now house, I don't know what they go on. That kind of people is talking about it. I'll see the various platforms. They are making you even get 5k interaction from talking about Ghana Premier League or top 4, Galka top 4. Oh, Charlie. You guys will come and watch me from there. I know.
I mean, I go be the first season ticket holder for Accra House.
So the house job there, maybe after we are done with our courses, we'll try and take the house job
Anyway. Yeah, let's move on. Let me just go straight to the comments. Comments from last week, and we got 3 people sending comments. One from Mike McHizio. I hope I'm not butchering the name. He says Roberto Carlos was the easiest. You need to have a fan session, please, so we can answer these quizzes. That be the time where you guys know if you see the last question top, the Roberto Carlos one. But sometimes that's the thing about quizzes, though. Sometimes you when you are not on the hot seat, you don't you forget easily. It's easy to forget. Anyway, Ishmael Samuel Amonu also says, is Antoine Semenyo the next big star forward who can strike the ball well with both feet like Cristiano Ronaldo and Santi Cazorla? Just to name a few. Amazing player, Semenyo. Guys, what do you think?
Biggest. And I've been saying this for 2 years on the road that he's the salary replacement. Like, he has to go to Liverpool and try and do what he can't act or perform like Salah, but Semenyo's work rate even off the ball will complement what Klopp wants to do as a coach. So I think it's good he stayed at Bournemouth for a year, but straight if any team comes, he should relax. I'm sure and very certain that Liverpool.
What if your Chelsea go for him?
For Semenyo?
Yeah.
Oh, we are.
I mean, he's a left winger. Your left wing is shaky. It's only getting
left wing. You mean like Chelsea's left wing where Gyokeres and Nacho is coming to play?
Yeah.
Oh, we are okay. For Semenyo,
you are okay.
For Chelsea, there we are okay. Esther and Co are doing the job. So. But Liverpool will fix this Semenyo. Semenyo is now, he needs PR. Kudus has the PR. Semenyo lacks the PR. I don't know if he's not helping himself with trying to post his comms, like everything. Maybe he's just the relaxed type of a player. But we need to help. We need to push him because he's becoming very productive off the ball too. He's making sense to coaches. Semenyo is improving, and whether he can replicate that in the Ghana national team. We live to see.
It is not a hot take, Sito. It's not a hot take when I say that in the last 1.5 years he's been Ghana's best player.
Yeah, but why don't we talk about it?
I know a couple of awards went to Thomas Partey, and it is because of how Arsenal performed. But individually, if you put Semenyo and Partey, I go for Semenyo.
Well, the reason why I will still stick with Thomas is because without him, Arsenal never really looked the same. And when he was there, especially when he didn't have his replacement. So I still think he is, in my opinion, Ghana's, but very closely followed by Antoine Semenyo, and I would agree on that.
Right.
And the question you asked about he using both feet, I think he's got power both on the right, both on the left. The only thing consistently lacking with Semenyo has got to do with his clinical edge. So we know he can shoot, he can make powerful runs, but he doesn't always find, or it's not always accurate. If he can increase a bit more of that, I think he'll be a devastating player. But yeah, he's, as I just said, he's always improving and always improving.
Also, another comment from, is it I Young or One Young? I'm not sure. But he says, today I have found out Sicho is a United fan. Sicho, please confirm or clarify.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised he said today he's found out because
that's shocking. I mean, I've known you for so many years, and I know
everybody knows I'm not a Man United fan. Everybody knows I'm a football lover.
Why?
I know you're a Ronaldo fan, Sicho.
Absolutely. Everybody knows that I'm a football lover, and I'm not emotionally connected to any club. Like no team in this world will lose and I'll be sad. Right?
Really?
So
Wow.
people think I'm a mind. Do you know people actually think I'm a Real Madrid fan? Some also think I'm a Liverpool fan. Because people saw me supporting.
So answer, are you a United fan?
I'm not a United fan.
So if Man United and Chelsea are playing, who do you support?
It depends on the season. And it depends on the season. Every season, I have a team. I look at what the coach is trying to do, and I back what like slots, like I did for
this season. Who are you supporting?
I'm supporting slots. I want to see how he readjusts his team and see how his team plays. So I'm like last season, I'm backing slots to win the Premier League.
Interesting.
Hey, this guy be like if
But he's trying to be interesting because I remember.
If I take and go Supreme Court, this guy has to be a lawyer.
It'd be crazy.
The way he's just answered all my questions.
You keep people on your toes to know more about you. Like, and they teach you to the wood support. Like example, I remember when I started doing football, talking football.
Right.
People knew that I'm a Messi or Ronaldo fan. I played with them for like a year before I came out. I'm a Messi fan.
Right.
And the Ronaldo fans were angry. So, bro,
Right,
that is some fast move. But I mean, I don't say you get some sport give United.
Oh yeah, it's not soft spots, bro. He buy latest foam, orthopedic, wait, date up. Anyway, let's move on. Let's start the show. And once again, this is FC Pitchside Podcast. Thank you very much for staying with us up until this particular point. If you are still enjoying the show, one thing, hit the subscribe button. We'll be very, very appreciative of that. And make sure you keep coming back for more of content like this. Now, the hot topic for today is Alexander Isak, transfer saga. Who is at fault? Because earlier in the week, Isak, I'm clearing my throat a lot. I'm really sorry about that. The initial laughter.
It's a podcast, bro. Feel free. You can cough.
Forced on my throat. Forced on my throat.
Let's go, bro. Let's go.
It's why we are here. Anyway, so Isak released a statement, and when he did, that sort of like shook the transfer world. And let me just read the statement for you or to you. Isak, where did I put the statement? Now I
hang on.
Do you have it with you?
I have the statement. So this is from Isak. In fact, I have both.
Okay,
so
great.
Should I
read it well. Yeah.
So this is from
go
Isak.
ahead.
Isak says, "I'm proud to be recognized by my fellow professionals with a place in the Premier League Football Association Premier League Team of the Season for 2024-2025. First and foremost, I want to thank my teammates and everyone at Newcastle United who has supported me along the way. I am not at the ceremony tonight with everything going on. It didn't feel right to be there. I've kept quiet for so long a time while others have spoken. That silence has allowed people to push their own version of the event. And even though they know it doesn't reflect what was really said and agreed behind closed doors, the reality is that promises were made, and the club has known my position for a long time. To now act as if these issues are only emerging is misleading. When promises are broken and trust is lost, the relationship can't continue. That's where things are for me right now, and why change is in the best interests of everyone, not just myself. Alexander Isak." So that was Isak's statement, but Newcastle responded with their own statements, and I've got that as well.
Yes. Yeah, let's hear that as well.
Right. So soon after Isak posted his, Newcastle responded, and they were like, "We are disappointed to have been alerted to social media posts by Alexander Isak this evening. We are clear in the response that Alex remains under contract and that no commitment has ever been made by the club official that Alex can leave Newcastle United this summer. We want to keep our best players, but we also understand players have their own wishes and we listen to their views. As explained to Alex and his reps, we must always take into consideration the best interest of Newcastle United, the team and supporters in all decisions, and we have been clear that the conditions of the sale this summer have not transpired. We do not foresee those conditions being met. This is a proud football club with proud traditions, and we strive to retain our family feel. Alex remains part of our family, and we will welcome him back when he's ready to rejoin his teammates. Ends.
Like that.
Wow.
Thank you very much, Tito. When I first saw the Isak statement, the initial thing, my immediate response was, "What are you doing, Isak?" And the reason is, you are under contract. Promises were made. It is very unprofessional and very immature of him and his agent not to hold Newcastle to a written contract. Promises that are verbal are almost never secure. You never hang your hopes on verbal promises. Now, it's not to say that Newcastle have the right to do that, but we also know that there have been administrative changes at Newcastle United. And so the people who probably made those promises are no longer at the club.
100%.
There are new people in the club who say you are under contract and you have a value. Until that value is met, you are not sold. Now, whether the promise, nobody knows what the promise is.
Only came
Whether the
from-
promise is a new bumper contract, or it is that if a club comes for you, you'll be sold this summer. That value has not been met, especially when that same club that wants you signed the replacement we were looking for.
Yeah.
So Newcastle, Liverpool dug their own graves. If Isak was their number one target, shouldn't have rushed for Ekitike.
Yeah.
But I understand Liverpool because they never knew if Newcastle were going to accept the bid anyway. So if this guy is available, why not get him? We need a striker. But Isak is not doing himself any favors because you've burnt bridges with Newcastle fans. You have now created a big rift between you and your teammates who now have to continue working when you are taking salary and sitting at home. You do not decide not to train. A lot of players, no, I wouldn't say a lot, but a few instances have happened in the past where players have protested and have actually gotten their way. When Chelsea wanted Luka Modric, I don't know if you guys remember,
Yeah.
Modric refused, to participate and everything. Spurs asked him to play. He continued, even after Chelsea made the bid that Spurs were asking for, 40 million. They brought 35 million plus Alex. Spurs said no. Modric played on for one whole season before signing for Real Madrid the following season. We've seen it severally. Caicedo the same way. We've seen it severally, in different clubs when players are forcing a move out of the club. Virgil van Dijk did the same thing at Southampton.
Yeah.
It happens. But you see, it must be done the right way. You cannot refuse training. You must still attend training. You must do your part, play your part. Because right now what you're doing is you are forcing Eddie Howe to plan without you. But what if for some reason no club is able to match the value that Newcastle is asking of you, and you have 3 years on your contract?
In your contract.
When you are going to be reintegrated into that team,
Be difficult.
what sort of atmosphere are you creating in the training ground, in the dressing room with your other teammates? And your fans, because now they are singing chants against you. But anyway, let me hear your thoughts, guys. Let me hear your thoughts. Who wants to go first?
Ajo first. Ajo is
Yeah,
our
no
guest,
problem.
so
Yeah,
guest
but
first.
for me, Henry,
The way you call me Henry, I like it. It's like you want me to be rich and famous. My name is Thierry. The Henry I don't have.
I've been calling you Henry since for 3 days, so don't worry. Let's take it like that. But this is very sad. You know why? You see, this is where sometimes I miss Mourinho, I miss Alex Ferguson and co. You see, what is happening to player power? Where from the player power now in football? I blame agents for this.
Right.
I blame agents for how they've given that power to players. It's not a release clause. You have 3 years left on your contract, and you are doing this.
Yeah.
When you
Yeah.
are Sociedad, people knew you were too good. You, Isak, people knew you were too good. The talent was top, but people didn't mind you because of what? You are injury prone.
Yeah. Yeah.
Newcastle and the new ownership, they took the risk, they came for you. You are doing well. They have
Very
managed
good
you well.
observation. Yeah.
You want to leave? Look, this is what you are doing. And I feel like he timed the letter. They knew what they were doing. He timed the letter very, very, very well to drop it. And I like what Newcastle are doing. But you see, with Newcastle, sometimes just let the guy go. If football is funny, let him go. What if he moves to Liverpool and he becomes the injury prone who will show them more?
Right.
130, 40 now to bench, but now will blow out from because you left on a bad note. You see, so look at Gyokeres. Look at what Lukman did with Inter Milan. Inter Milan stood firm. The move didn't happen. Look at when Kai said they wanted to move to Arsenal.
Yeah.
Put to Instagram, let me leave. I won't take off my family. How, bro? What happened?
Yeah.
And sometimes I ask myself, should we start blaming Neymar's move to PSG? Just started making transfers become so funny and not helping football clubs. Newcastle as a brand, as a franchise, they are doing so well. Look at St. James Park. Look at how committed their fans are to the
Yeah,
Newcastle.
I have never lived in Newcastle. I've never visited Newcastle.
Hmm.
But anytime I've listened to the English pundits,
Yeah.
what they say is Newcastle is the only club that feels like Liverpool. It is
100%.
a family.
Yeah.
When you are in and around Newcastle, it is almost as if everybody knows each other.
I can agree.
You know, it's a proper family. So Isak is definitely burning bridges.
I can
over
agree.
there.
That's why I'm surprised Sesko chose United over Newcastle. He might regret that though. Let's see what happens. We'll get there. But you see, with Isak, I'm so disappointed in him. And it's becoming a normal thing in football. Players not respecting their contract and the clubs they play for. Players respecting their own players, their colleagues. Look at how Bruno Gomes is angry.
Yeah.
And he will react because he's an emotional guy. So
Yeah.
Isak no try. I want to see next week. We are closing the window next week. I don't think the Liverpool move is happening. I don't know what will happen to him. No club will count for you. Chelsea is okay. Arsenal is okay. Everybody is okay. Will you come and write a letter that okay, I'm sorry, I will stay? No, there's no release clause in there too. So what did Liverpool tell you, that you did this to your own self and your club?
Yeah. Sicho,
It is that bad.
what do you make of this situation, especially the latest developments?
Okay, Thierry, I'm going to speak for both parties, both Newcastle and Isak. And I'm also going to speak for players, and I'm also going to look at clubs. Guys, hear me. Now, look, Isak says that the club made promises to him. Officials of the club made promises to him. Last weekend, within the week, Eddie Howe, the manager, did confirm that he had conversations with Isak. He just thought that he wasn't going to make those things public. But he confirmed that, yes, conversations were had. Details of those conversations, we don't know. And I agree with you when you say that when you have an agreement with a club, your agent should be reasonable enough to put that on paper so that it is clear for whoever comes to the club. And Thierry made another very good point. Newcastle had massive changes at the very top. So the hierarchy that was there only 6 months ago, almost all of them are completely gone. And the new hierarchy, or even if they have a new hierarchy, are looking at different figures, different things altogether. It also must be said that the promises that the PIF made to Newcastle's players and the fans about the things they would have been doing 3 years into their takeover, to be frank, they've not done that. They've not been able to bring in the kind of players they said they will bring them in because financial fair play rule is there, PSR rule is also there. They've not been able to modernize the St. James's Park as they said they would do. They've not been able to reconstruct the Newcastle training facility as they promised that they would do. So there are a couple of things that they said. Even if you don't know what they told Isak, there are a lot of things they told the club itself that they've not been able to do yet. So there is that. Now here's the thing. Everybody is blaming Isak for he's under contract, he has to train, he has to play, and all of that. Look, I say loyalty in football does not exist.
100%.
Because when a club does not want you, the club will treat you like Isak is treating Newcastle. And I'll give you examples. Man United want to push Garnacho, Anthony, Malacia, Sancho until recently Rashford out of the club. What did they do? They didn't take them to preseason. They don't allow them to train with the squad. They don't go to the team canteen with the squad. Guess what? All these players are under contracts. But because the club doesn't have a need for them and they want to push them off their books, what have they done? They are treating them in a way that will force the players out. So players who are under contract, who should be training with their colleagues, who should have gone to preseason, have lost that preseason sharpness because the club doesn't want them. Look at Ben Chilwell, Chelsea's deputy captain at the time Maresca came through. He said, no, I'm not going to use Chilwell. You are not going to train with the squad. Sit somewhere. As we speak, Ben Chilwell doesn't have a club. He's not training with the squad. Nicholas Jackson was Chelsea's leading striker.
Raheem Sterling.
Raheem Sterling. Nicholas Jackson was Chelsea's leading striker going into the Club World Cup only a few weeks ago. He goes to the Club World Cup. Things do not go well. He comes back. He's not injured. He is fit. He's under contract. The manager has said it and made it clear that he will not be involved. Look at what Paris Saint-Germain have done to Gigi Donnarumma.
Do you know the difference between how the clubs will treat the players and how the players will treat the club?
What's the difference?
So in Isak's example, the difference in the examples you've just given, even though they are very legit examples, my take on that is the clubs are not telling the players not to even show up at the training facility. They say you're under contract, you will still come and train, but you're not training with the first team. You're training with the under 23s or under 21s or whatever it is. Isak's is different. He says, I'm not even showing up. Nobody even knows if he's still in the city of Newcastle. So that is where people
last month he went to Spain.
Can you hear me?
So that's where people have issues. The fact that you are still under contract and you decide, I don't want to have anything to do with the club at all. Chelsea did not necessarily say to Chilwell, we don't want you even anywhere around the training grounds. You still have to come. You will still train. You will still train with our own coaches. But they are not going to. You're not going to be integrated in the first team, and the reason is we are trying to see you out of the club. Because if you train, you are probably taking the spot of someone in the training grounds, and you will still not play. Yeah. So you are basically disrupting the coach's flow, and that is what I feel Man United or any other club will also do.
Because for Chelsea and for Man United,
he has taken matters in his own hands. He is still taking his salary. He has not frozen his account. He's still taking the salary.
No, Thierry, but what I'm saying is, for Chelsea, and for football clubs, if you are not training, if you are not showing up for matches when there's nothing wrong with you, there are deductions, there are penalties, all of those are contractual. Isak is not going to be earning the same amount of money he would have been earning when he was playing. It doesn't happen. There are those things are not public, but those things are in contract. You can't just go on strike for no reason.
But something will still hit your account.
That depends on the agreement they have, but I'm sure something will. But what I'm saying here is, Isak is not a club owner. Isak cannot say, I'm coming to the club training ground to come and train with the players, but I won't play on match day. He doesn't have that leverage. The point is, when Ben Chilwell and Sterling were frozen out, Enzo Maresca, who is Chelsea's first team coach, wasn't the one training those players. The Chelsea training staff, the Chelsea coaching staff, the A team, they were not the ones training those players. They degraded them to go and train with under 23s. That can be mental. That can be very, very mentally damning to professionals.
That's true. It's like being repeated in school.
Being demoted in school. So my point is, loyalty in football does not exist. When a player thinks of himself as good enough to play for teams that can consistently challenge for the big honors, they also do what clubs who feel like certain players who are not good enough to play for them would do to the players. So for me, it is nothing new. I would have wished Isak could have behaved in a different way. But I just want to make it clear to our listeners that it is not an Isak problem or matter. It is a football problem where people who have different ambitions can say, look, Newcastle, and let's face it, who has Newcastle signed in this transfer market? Anthony Elanga. Isak looks around the team and is thinking, look, we've done things to be where we are. I was expecting that we would improve the team. Newcastle couldn't sign Joao Pedro. They couldn't sign Sesko. They couldn't sign Dilab. They couldn't sign Ekitike. They couldn't sign any player. They are struggling to sign Wissa. Now, here's the catch. Wissa is doing to Brentford what Isak is doing to Newcastle. Yet, Newcastle won't pay for Wissa. And Newcastle don't even want to pay the amount of money Brentford don't want to pay. But to conclude all of this theory, Newcastle must be careful because in the end, they do not have a player good enough to make them competitive in the Premier League and also take them to Europe. And Liverpool would know this. Liverpool know this. Liverpool know that, look, if Newcastle do not reduce the money to 120, 110, no team in the world is paying anyway. And they'll have to deal with the Isak problem internally. They have to reintegrate it into the team. Now, here's the thing. It's either Isak goes back to Newcastle, the fans and the players move on and say, welcome back. Or Isak goes back to Newcastle and brings a massive distaste to the dressing room and disrupt their season. So Newcastle, choose your poison or reduce the prize money and let us have him and find a way to reinvest that amount of money in bringing in Isak or the striker you want. So for me, it's a football thing.
Yeah, Situ.
Right. We have to move on, though, but as let me hear you.
Can you guys hear me? When you have 3 years on your contract and you are a top player, you give 20 goals every season, and they cut 150, 140. I think for me, it is their asset, and that's how they want to sell is how they will sell. And you see, we can compare look at Xavi once at Leipzig. He wants to leave. How many months now?
Yeah.
He's waiting for Chelsea. We've heard nothing negative.
Yeah.
He has played, even though he's not playing well. Yeah, he has played. He trains. He's not saying anything. I don't want us to support or give one positive about what Isak is doing. It's so bad.
Yeah.
No, I don't think. I'm not giving the positive, but I don't think it's so bad. Otherwise, we have to call out every football club. Call out PSG for what they've done to Donnarumma. Call Man United for what they've done to their players. Call out Chelsea and call out Arteta.
And again, Ticho. But Ticho, don't also get it wrong. People do not smile at what at how the clubs treat some of these players.
I don't see the outburst. Honestly, I don't see the outburst.
Chelsea fans have been extremely upset about Chilwell because it's not as if he was bad anyway. Like you said, he was a vice captain. He was playing well. He didn't fit into a coach's system, and suddenly he was frozen out. Over a period, football fans move on, and the same way, if Isak comes back into Newcastle, trust me, after 2 goals, Newcastle fans will forget everything.
Absolutely.
So it's not as if people are not calling the clubs out. I understand where you're coming from, but always we must also understand one thing: Man United fans are loyal to Man United and not loyal to Mbumo or Cunha. And so if any of the players turn against the club, even when Ronaldo turned against Ten Hag and Man United, there were fans. Even as huge as Ronaldo, there were fans who were against Ronaldo. Yeah. Because their loyalty initially is to Man United. Yeah. So it would seem like people are choosing the club over the players. And I understand the position of these players because sometimes, which is fair because a lot of the time these players, sometimes,
here today they are not there tomorrow. But players also are loyal to their ambitions. And Isak's ambition is like Newcastle. You are not matching my ambition. I desperately want to be the club.
Newcastle are in the Champions League. What does Isak want at all? I don't understand Isak.
Isak wants the team that will win.
No. He wants more because
he wants more.
We have to also respect his wishes because he's considered currently a world-class player.
Good
world-class players need world-class, not necessarily world-class, but very good players around them.
They play Champions League football. They have money to spend. If you are still there, they will upgrade some positions and forget the number 9 position. Because Newcastle has a very good defense. We all know that. Maybe they have to upgrade their wing goal. And maybe it's midfielders. They beef out the midfield squad. So Newcastle and their coach is not a bad coach.
Oh yeah, he's a good coach.
What do you think Newcastle can win? What do you think Newcastle can win? Can they win the Champions League? Can they win the Premier League?
Oh, they can win the FA Cup. If they want, they can win the FA Cup.
So that's the point. For a player like Isak,
upgrade them to win the FA Cup.
For a player like Isak, winning the FA Cup and the Carabao Cup is not ambitious.
So go to your agent and tell him next time, put release clause in my contract.
And that is what I was expecting all of us to talk about. In all of this.
I said it earlier.
At Saga, Isak should sack his agent. The agent that advised him to stay away from the training grounds, to release that statement, to fight against the club the way he's doing, it's making him look bad. In the end, Newcastle can decide. Let's just forget that Newcastle need him. Newcastle can decide to keep you on the contract.
You go there
and not play you.
No, they can't.
And not play you.
Newcastle cannot do that. They
No,
will
no,
come
you're
over
not, you're not
that.
guessing. You're not guessing. I didn't say Newcastle will. I know they cannot. They are not in a position
can't
to because
even-
they need a player.
Who
But
will
let's just
strike up
assume.
with Isak?
But you see, that is
if they
why
start
that
playing
is why
Isak,
players
they
that is why
don't
players
need
will
to-
do
they
that
can't
to
make
clubs like Newcastle because you cannot do this at Real Madrid. You
100%.
can't do this at Bayern Munich. They will move on from you. You see, some of these things will happen at clubs like Newcastle United.
Absolutely,
You cannot
because
do that.
because at Real Madrid, it's the pinnacle of ambitions. You only want to, if you are leaving Real Madrid or Bayern Munich or Barca, where are you going to?
Okay,
So you will
looks
only
like
be
we are
leaving for
losing
money,
each other.
and the people
We'll
who
have
are
to
going
move on.
bring you
You are downgrading here, basically.
yeah.
Anyway, so let's move on. But of course, it's been a heated conversation on that, and that's exactly what I like. Let us also know what your comments are on the Isak situation. What do you think about Isak? If you're a Liverpool fan, I reckon you are excited about whatever that's happening there. If Isak even sets fire on Newcastle Stadium, that's what you want. You want drama, so he moves to Anfield. But as it is, we are going to move on. And just so you know, as ironic as it is, and the fixtures just have a way of turning up for us. Newcastle United against Liverpool
Monday.
on Monday.
Something will happen.
Oh, football! I love football, and this is why
And
people
the St.
say
James's.
sometimes the football draws are
It's scripted,
it's all arranged, it's scripted, and everything, bro. The fixtures for the Premier League was done 3 months ago. They didn't know this was going to happen.
I'm telling you.
Football
It's like,
just has
it's
a
like a
way
Newcastle
of
acting. Newcastle, it's
twisting,
like a
of
Newcastle
twisting a
acting.
dramatic story. Anyway, let's go into the Premier League fixtures. Let's go into the Premier League fixtures. I'll start with your team, Chelsea. On Friday,
Oh,
Chelsea beat West Ham United by 5-1. But it started brutally for Chelsea, though, because Paqueta, and it's definitely a great goal. I think Sanchez could have done something about it. But also the ball, the ball turned like the Jambulani in 2010. You know, the way Diego Forlan used to hit it.
crazy.
The way the ball moved, I don't think he stood a chance. But it was a great goal. Let's not take anything away from that. But it was the response by Chelsea. And initially, Cole Palmer to start, Cole Palmer not to start because of an injury. It might be, you know, all the issues around the player fatigue, the Club World Cup. We've seen how damaging it's been to PSG. They're unable to win games or score goals. They are winning games, but marginally, but unable to score goals. But the thing is, Chelsea, after the first game against Crystal Palace, their fans said, well, it's Crystal Palace. They've done very well against very good teams in the last few months, and they have a very good defense. And so, you know, it can slide. Plus, Chelsea haven't really trained, not had a good preseason. But I think maybe after one more week of training, the Chelsea players are beginning to understand each other, especially the new signings. Esteval replaced Cole Palmer, and what a game that was for him. His first start, player of the match, he won the award officially. He contributed in an assist, but 5 different scorers. Ajo, let me start with you. Your take on the Chelsea 5-1 victory over West Ham United.
Henry, let me start this way. I think if you are facing Chelsea and Maresca, and you don't have a good coach, you're in trouble.
Hey.
Yeah. you go fit take 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Because the team has been well drilled now. The team has a plan. There's a plan A, plan B, plan C, all the plans in the world, tactically. So if you are a certain coach and you have just only one plan, you're a first half coach, trust me, you are in trouble. It's going to worry you. That's the first thing I take from this game, Henry, because it was that bad. And you see, let me move to Potter small before I come back to Chelsea. You see, Potter, you are Chelsea for some short period, and your shortcomings was right there in set pieces.
Right.
The coach at Brighton, it was happening. Nobody cared about Brighton because you were winning games and you were doing well. At Chelsea, I watched Chelsea versus Milan home and away. I was okay, Potter. Maybe I can support you to some extent, but set pieces was killing you in the EPL. As for you go home for a sabbatical for a year and go, you come back and still set pieces are your problem.
Right.
Potter. So that's what's going to be his downfall as a coach. Maybe he has his ideas, he has his plan. I like Potter when he does that link up in channels. It helps him as a coach. That's his big attribute. He didn't take help Brighton throughout his spell at Brighton, so it really helped him. But you see, to flip the coin and go to Quenda, Chelsea set piece coach, fantastic. I think now he has settled so well.
You mentioned Quenda, and I thought you were going to talk about Chelsea's next winger, that the guy from Sporting.
No, he's Cuenca. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah.
Our set piece coach is called Cuenca. Yeah, he's a Mexican. But now Chelsea
Right.
are scoring from set pieces and it's brilliant. If you watch the Club World Cup, Chelsea was doing short set pieces.
Right.
You just draw some of the people who come back to come and defend close to Palmer and Co, and they'll flick the ball. But now look at what Cucurella was doing. Cucurella went to the corner line. He
Yeah.
drew back a short
Yeah.
cross from the two, and he flicked the ball into the pool from Pedro.
It seemed very rehearsed. Yeah.
Proper training ground routine.
Yeah.
So we'll credit the set piece coach for that. He's doing well. Defensively too, we are okay. So Chelsea set pieces, now we are learning from us now, and it's there. Now people confuse set piece and free kicks. Last season, when it came to set piece, Chelsea was there. Scoring high in set pieces. But it was corner
Right.
kicks, which falls under set pieces. That is where Arsenal was leading. So big ups to the set piece coach of Chelsea, Cuenca, or whatever his name is. He's doing well, Mexican. If you want set piece coaches, go to Brentford. Arsenal went there, they were fed. City went there, they were fed. Chelsea did the same. We went there and we've been fed. Man, you took yours from Arsenal Academy. It's not good enough. Go there. Brentford, after their evolution, they breed coaches. They train coaches and sell them, not only players. They are good at that. Maybe with time one day we'll go into the Brentford story very well. But Kosi, hey, look at me saying Kosi like I'm a sporty. Henry, you see, Cucurella and Gusto. This season, I'm saying Gusto will be Maresca's crown jewel, not Rhys James. I feel like
Really?
one reason why it was easy.
He doesn't even start games sometimes.
Yeah, but he will play a lot of games this season. The reason why we give Rhys James a start in match day one because he's the captain, and it was easy for the Crystal Palace coach to figure it out because easily you know that Rhys James will sit or be a right centre back, and Cucurella will go and do the inversion and the triple tens. But when Gusto starts the game for Chelsea, you don't know who's going to invert and turn the triple ten. So if you want to stop Chelsea, you just stop Cucurella or stop Gusto. Can you? That's the first question. If Gusto is playing, if you stop Cucurella, you can't stop Gusto. No. Unless you have the materials or the arsenal to stop both. And it becomes difficult for you.
Right.
So
Right.
those watching that, if you want to stop Chelsea, you look at Cucurella and you look at Malo Gusto. Now, Chelsea needs Malo Gusto to have a very good season. He has to improve. And luckily for right from the Club World Cup, we are seeing a matured Malo Gusto. That's a plus for Chelsea.
Right. So when you look at that result though, Sicho, do you think it could be a good launch pad for Chelsea going forward?
No, yeah, of course it could be. Wins are important. It brings confidence. It makes the players believe a lot more in themselves. But
A lot of people say it's just West Ham, so Chelsea
Yeah,
shouldn't get
honestly,
carried away.
That's trash talk.
but of course, it's a Premier League club. Every team will play West Ham. They are there for a reason. They are part of the 20 Premier League teams, so you have to face them. But I thought they are facing West Ham at a very good time because now West Ham, of course, have got issues on their own. Their midfield is so slow. They don't have enough pace in the team. Defenders are not sharp enough. Potter are using players that are not necessarily going to fit his style of play. So there are a lot of things happening around West Ham. That makes it a good time to play against them because they are struggling. But Chelsea won't care because then Chelsea still had to then use the instruction they had from their coach to get West Ham beaten. But the reason why I'm not overly excited about the Chelsea victory and the number of goals they scored was the repeated sequence of the goal they scored. It's almost like almost every set piece turned into a goal. And I can guarantee you they are not going to have it that easy against many clubs in the Premier League. I'm thinking even maybe the coach would have loved Chelsea to have.
Do you think this becomes Chelsea's primary goal source like Arsenal, or you think it becomes an alternative?
No. It becomes an alternative. It really becomes an alternative. And Chelsea are great on set pieces, to be honest. They are great on set pieces, either direct or indirect from corners, wherever they are great with it. But I think that the sheer number of goals scored from set pieces in the game quite clearly tells us how poorly West Ham defended set pieces. And I think Ajo has gone into Graham Potter's style of defending set pieces, which comes in costly to his teams. Maybe Enzo Maresca would have wanted them to carve West Ham a lot more from open play to see a lot more. But we saw promising signs. Players like Estevao and Marco Correa and others who enjoy themselves in the game. The most important thing is you've got the 3 points. You've got different goal scorers. It brings confidence. It brings momentum. It's a feel-good factor in camp. And most importantly, they did all of this without arguably their best player in Cole Palmer on the pitch.
Yeah, now if you bring 20 million, we'll take. 200 million.
We're almost getting to 45 minutes, and I want us to quickly
All
go
right.
through
Quickly jump through the rest.
remaining.
Spurs.
Wow.
So Spurs against City. Now, should we take Thomas Frank a lot more seriously, guys? Because again, before we talk about Man City, and I want us to do this very quickly though. What do we think about the way Spurs has started? Because, I mean, put Kudus aside. This is not sentimental. They've started really well. This is a big contrast from how Spurs performed last season. Guys.
And you see, Henry, for me, one thing I like about what he's doing is that we know how Spurs are Spurs. How Spurs doesn't, they don't care about defending. But if you go for a coach like Thomas Frank, straight, you know that now defensive solidarity will be a priority.
Yeah. So that is a foundation before anything else.
Yeah, anything else. Because in his coaching principles, he says that first principle for him was defensive stability.
Right.
Then he tell you set piece is second. And midfield compactness is third for him. That is what he believes in as a coach, if you listen to him. So now, I'm happy for now the Captain Romero, he will be solid. Spence is playing so well. So I like that he has changed the mentality first.
No more highlights.
Yeah, yes. Forget about that Spurs, they'll slip off, they won't be focused. It's not coming again. Yes, it's early days yet, but if you want to take a lead from how this coach used the Brentford team, above average and below average players, maybe here at Spurs, he has above average and average. So they will help him. So for me, he's a brilliant. I don't understand why he was on the list of Chelsea and United.
Chelsea, yeah. I mean, initially I didn't like it, but last season particularly, I was so impressed. I mean, I've always been impressed by Thomas Frank, but last season he impressed me a lot. The materials he has and the way he continues to punch above his weight. Sicho, I'll move to Sicho very quickly. Sicho, do you think Spurs become title contenders if they continue this kind of form after 5 games?
No, I don't think so. And I think Spurs have
So you think their bubble will burst at a point?
Yeah, and that's not because of coaching or maybe the quality of play. That is because of the squad depth. So Spurs have failed to make a lot of the signings they wanted to make. So they couldn't get Eze coming through. A couple of signings that other clubs have gone ahead.
And Madison is also out for a very long time.
Madison's also out for a very long time. Kulusevski also had a surgery, so he's also out.
Yeah.
So when Spurs now start playing in Champions League, and now he has to, and let's face it, Spurs have got some players who are injury prone. Richarlison can't be trusted with fitness. Bentancur can be trusted with fitness. Even the captain Romero can be trusted with fitness.
Yeah, 100%.
When
also to be fair, it's just in recent. I think in the last couple of years is when Kudus has become solid. He used to be
absolutely
extremely.
So even though he's got about 15 very good players he can work with, when the season begins to stretch and they are now in the Champions League, traveling around Europe and playing, I wonder if they can keep the same momentum. So between now and when the transfer is done, if Spurs can bring in more bodies, then maybe we can start talking about how far they can go in the Premier League. But with what they have, they will be good. But I don't think they compete very much because when the season is stretched, they'll feel it.
Yeah, and speaking of that, you see, I was analyzing the Spurs midfield. I think where they will fall short is their build-up. When you have Palhinha and Bentancur is not consistent. He will disturb you with your build-ups. So if they won't even get like a controller in the market for now, I have one name for them, Paqueta as number 10. No matter how they can get that money to try. Because if you are going for Nico Pass, the style of Nico Pass and what Frank demands, like it's at loggerheads, it doesn't reflect, it doesn't contradict. So if you can go for Paqueta, imagine Paqueta.
I think Paqueta will be a good. It's a good shout for
10,
them,
like super
especially because now he's also cleared his name from the betting allegations.
Exactly.
A lot of clubs wanted him. Even Man City made a bid and all that, but went cold because of all the betting allegations. You never knew what his future was going to look like.
Exactly.
But now that his name is cleared, people just want to give him some time and see how he continues to perform. I feel that guy will definitely move to a top club. Anyway, let's move to Man City then. Man City have given us a sign that last season, all the issues they had have not necessarily gone away because of 3 or 4 new signings.
Harry, I feel bad for
go on.
Go first. You my big bro.
No, listen. City's problem, and that's the thing about Pep Guardiola, right? Because he chops and changes very often, and now there are new players who have come into the squad. I thought he chose the wrong day to change the team that played on match day 1. Because then now you have to find a partnership between Ryan Cherki, there's Tijani Renders, and the other players who have not come into the fray. So I was thinking that maybe if he had kept a little bit of consistency from the team that played on match day one, it would have been good. And we know that City's game normally it revolves around that deep line playmaker that they had in Rodri. Let's face it, there aren't many Rodris in the world. So without him, they struggled. Without him, they've had stress and problems. And now that Rodri was not fit and now he's returned, he's not at the sharpest, Nico Gonzalez couldn't hold the middle of the park. Then City have got a problem. Because now they play against a team who has got sharp players out wide in Spurs. But City's fullbacks are not proper defenders. They are great on the ball. They are beautiful to watch on the ball. But when they really have to stick in and defend, they don't have the best attributes. And I think that is where Spurs crashed them. And also, City don't have the same legs they used to have in the middle of the park. So if a team can outrun them in the middle of the park and bully them, there's also an opening. So yeah, it might be a long season for them, but Pep now has to start finding consistency with selections and lineups.
Let's talk about Arsenal and Man United.
One touch on the City, and then let's make a draw your mind. I feel bad for Haaland. 2 years ago,
why?
Haaland will look at his back. He has Bruyne, he has Mahrez, he has informed Foden. Now Haaland tends to look at his left and right. He has Doku. Oh, he has Bob Marley.
He said,
Ryan Checky. No, so for me, I feel like.
But Checky was one of the best players in the French league.
No, number two.
He's not a bad player.
He's not a bad player. As to whether he can adapt to the EPL, number one. As to whether he will understand that in the EPL, you have to do the simple things first, number two. As to whether he will adapt to the toughness of the EPL, it's a problem for me. So if you want to replace De Bruyne, you don't go in for a flexible player like this who doesn't care about tactical prowess first. That's my problem with Pep.
Okay. Point well made there. Let's move on straight to Arsenal and Man United. I wish there was a way I could munch it together, but it's not possible. So Arsenal beat Leeds United by 5-0. The talking points for me wasn't exactly the scoreline. It was one, Gyokeres scoring, and also Arsenal suffering two main injuries to Saka and Ødegaard. Yeah, I like that celebration. So Gyokeres scored two, got a goal, well-taken goal in the second half, and got another, through the penalty, via the penalty spot, much later in the game.
And if I am Gyokeres, every day I'll buy snacks or pizza for Eze.
So he's fair then?
Yeah. Maybe Eze is the reason why now he can comfortably say, okay, I can get 20 goals or 15 plus goals in the EPL. Because Ødegaard, Arsenal fans, listen, Ødegaard will become a problem.
Why?
Ødegaard's progressive balls, Ødegaard's final balls, it is not connecting with any number 9 for 2 years. The only thing Ødegaard's doubts for Arsenal is that he will drop deep and help him control the tempo of the game and to complement Partey. Ødegaard has not given numbers. He has realized that this season, so he's under pressure to give numbers. First 5 minutes, 10 minutes, Ødegaard was shooting anyhow, off target. He knows that he has to score goals this season. And Arsenal, with getting Eze, if they try to put Eze on the left wing, they are limiting what he can do. Then if you put Eze on the left wing,
but if Ødegaard is fit, he's the captain of the side. There's no way he sits.
That's why Mikel shouldn't care. That's why he needs the balls to make decisions. Because Eze has played double 10 at Palace. Eze plays 10 and plays it so well. He's productive around the D and arriving in the box. If you put Eze at the left wing, Martinelli is not too good productively, but Martinelli will help anybody who is playing left back. That's Kelly or Calafiori. And it helps Arsenal in keeping clean sheets. So if you're going to play Eze as a left winger, you will concede goals and also score goals from the right channels.
Sicho, what's up with Arsenal? Do you think they are winning the title? You've seen them 2 games with the injuries they've suffered with Gyokeres scoring. Summarize Arsenal's season for me.
Well, it's still a work in progress. I think that Arsenal needs to now adapt to playing with a typical centre forward like Victor Gyokeres. And the goal he scored over the weekend is a classic example. He's not one of those who's going to stick around the defenders. He wants to run into the channel. So when Calafiori played that pass into the space, you saw how he pulled away from his man, picked up the ball in the wide area, cut into the box. Nothing fanciful, nothing flamboyant, just pure power and muscle. Found his goal into the near corner. Then scored from the spot kick in the very final minutes of the game. So they need to now adapt to playing like with him. Look, players like Ødegaard, Saka, Martinelli, for the last 3 seasons, they are not used to playing with centre forward because the club has never really had a centre forward. So I don't necessarily blame Ødegaard for not finding the striker because when he has the ball, It is Kai Havertz, and Kai Havertz is not making a striker's run. He's coming short to combine. He's going wide to create overloads. He's doing other things that a striker wouldn't do. But now that there's Victor Gyokeres, I think in the minds of those players, they now have to find the number 9 in the box. If Arsenal can adapt to that and give Gyokeres those numbers in terms of goal scoring chances, I think that their season will go well. Otherwise, then we might be looking back on the season and be thinking Arsenal were still a nearly team. But I think that they will give a bigger push than they did last season.
Let's talk about Ruben Amorim, guys, because an interesting stat that the producer forwarded to me is that in the Premier League, he's had 29 games and he's actually accrued 28 points. That is not good. And I think the more we talk about Thomas Frank has been at Spurs for 2 seconds. and already you can tell how they are playing. There is I mean, we just discussed them. There is a pattern, there is a solidity they have. There's something about Spurs that is completely different from last season. But these are two clubs that really struggled last season. One looks completely new, and the other looks like, there are signs, but the signs are not necessarily productive yet.
You see, let me read.
Okay.
Let me
Okay.
read.
Adjo, go first.
Listen to this for me, guys. He doesn't need to I'm talking about Thomas Frank here. He doesn't need to overhaul the entire team to showcase his tactical abilities. Coaches like this are easy to admire. Can't stay same for others who struggle to work with average squad and never seem to have a backup plan. You see, let me just make it simple here. I didn't M5 who clear. No.
Already.
If people have trusted my tactical eye for 2 years going, 3 years plan, I'm telling them, I don't hate United. I don't have my best friends are all United fans. It won't work. Because one thing I've realized is that Amorim takes 2 months to get one thing correct or one thing right. Today, if I'm a Man U fan, what will get me angry the most is that Henry, Ticho, you want a goal 1-1 and you're bringing defenders on how? Like, let's talk about this thing. You want a goal and you're bringing Maguire on to do what?
But we must also remember last season the Europa League, he brought Maguire on in late in the game and he still won them points.
See, out of five games, only one will Maguire get a header and score for you, Henry. This guy is not showing us any plan B. Even his plan A, it is funny. It is easy to catch him, like work him out. Ahmad is playing so well. Ahmad is like, see, the only thing he has done right this season from preseason is that on the right channels of Man U, that's Euro, fantastic player. I like him. Euro, Ahmad, and Mbeumo, they're all playing well. That's all. Like there's a plan for them. What about the left side? What about the central areas? We keep saying stop playing Bruno in the middle of the park. He will kill and I'll kill you. It's happening. So I don't know this coach. I've never liked anything about him when he came to England, and he's a problem. It won't work. Like it won't work. And
Sicho, do you agree? Do you think Amorim is a problem?
Well, look, last season he had a big excuse. The excuse he had last season was that this is not his team. He didn't sign the players. He didn't have preseason. It was Ten Hag's team. The players don't fit his style. He can't have those excuses this season because he's had a full preseason with them. The players he doesn't want at the club has bagged him. He's shipping them out. Anthony's not in the squad. Garnacho is not in the squad. Rashford has been left out. Malacia is not there. Onana is not playing, and you've brought in top quality Premier League players for you. So now here's the catch. Last season, Man United were struggling to find the back of the net. Now, this season, Man United has conceded only 2 goals in 2 games. And I'll say only because if you're scoring more goals, nobody really cares. The point is, Man United have scored only 1 goal in the last 2 games and have not created a great deal of chances, even though they came close a lot of time this season.
They started really well in this game.
That's the biggest problem.
No, so that's the point. To sustain performance is a massive problem. And here's the thing in the Premier League. When you start a game, Premier League coaches are smart. Their technical benches are smart. When you start a game, they'll read through you. So if you are predictable and you can't change system and tactics to give them something else to think about, they'll find you out, they'll make those changes, and they'll beat you. So in the first half, they started well, but soon after 20 minutes or so, Fulham figured them out. And from that point on, United never really dominated the game again. So I think it's really on the manager. He didn't score enough goals last season. We blamed the attackers, we blamed the players. This season, you have in Mbeumo, you've got Cunha, you've still got your Bruno, they brought in Sesko, and you're still not scoring a lot of goals and creating enough clear-cut chances. That can't be on the players. That has got to be the managers. I think he has to set up, or maybe then he'll be in trouble.
Yeah.
And I think the trouble can get bigger, especially in the middle of the park. Now, we've raised good points about how Man United are playing one game per week,
Mm-hmm.
but you still need tactical and technical efficiency from some of your players like Ugarte, who need to understand that, bro, this is the Premier League. You cannot continue to make the mistakes all these immature mistakes you make in the middle of the park and expect
Exactly,
to
Henry.
get away with
Exactly,
it.
Henry. Today, you see, at
And,
the point in the
and
game, you
and I
have
also feel
yeah.
Ahmad in the right wing back position Ahmad was one of your best players last season. I understand you have Mbumo and you have Cunha and you brought in Sesko, and so you need to find a way to fit them. But that is why one of Mbumo or Cunha can strike and then put Ahmad beside them. You have a very efficient attack, and then then you can solidify your mid area. But yeah, go on, Ajo.
Yeah,
Sorry.
playing Bruno in midfield never works for me. That's why I was saying you've gone in for Cunha. Yeah, you've gone in for Mbeumo. You have Mason Mount, who at Chelsea used to play the double 10 system. So you've overbought players in the position where you don't need more players there because you had Mason Mount and even Ahmad. Sicho, if a coach gets Ahmad and he's playing 4-3-3, he will enjoy Ahmad as a right winger. Ahmad and Shawaku, similar profiles, similar. That's the word. And you see today, why would I see that the Man U midfield has become so open? At the point in the game, second half, they were playing Bruno and Mason Mount pivot. How? Amorim, how? How? Why are
All
you
right.
most profiling players?
So Amorim's Premier League stats: he's won 7 games, he's drawn 15 times, and lost 7 games. That makes it less points than games played, and a 24.1% win rate. It's actually stuck against him. But let's move on from there quickly. We're going to be doing the quiz very shortly. But let me just run through a few notable stories. Marcus Rashford was subbed at halftime before Barcelona's stunning comeback against Levante on Saturday. Now, misfiring Atletico Madrid also were held to a 1-1 draw by newly promoted side Elche. Harry Kane scored a hat-trick as defending champions Bayern Munich also began their Bundesliga season by trashing RB Leipzig. Ten Hag also loses his first Bundesliga match as Leverkusen boss. We expected that. Kevin De Bruyne and Scott McTominay score Napoli goals in Champions opening Syria win. Now, we'll go for a quick commercial break. When we come back, it's going to be the quiz. Stay with us.
This is the FC Pitchside podcast, the first in an exciting lineup of podcasts by Footy Centre. Footy Centre is where you'd read your intriguing opinions and daily stories about football. From Europe's biggest leagues, the Champions League, international matches, and for Ghanaian fans, get closer to your favorite national teams.
Welcome back to FC Pitchside podcast, and of course, it is what some people would say extra time. This is the fun part. This is what the boys always come into the show for, and you can tell when Sicho is already excited. His coach is about to bring him onto the field.
This week I'm ready.
But there were a lot of allegations against Sicho, so hopefully his network is not going to be. Charlie, it's not a freeze already.
I don't know what stories. I don't know what story. Let's go. Quick. Before anything goes off.
This time it's not going to be the player zigzag Sicho. It's going to be the mystery. It's going to be the mystery man.
Mystery man. Like so nice.
Mystery man is basically you ask me questions that would prompt close-ended questions that should prompt yes or no answers. Okay. So instead of asking me what did he eat? You should ask me, does he eat Gary?
Okay, so we are going to ask you.
Yeah, you are going to ask me, and you have only 20 questions.
Oh, wow.
So you ask me the 20 questions, and I will keep answering yes or no. At whatever point, you can feel free and mention who you think the player is.
Interesting.
So, for example, you can ask me, is he retired? You can ask me, does he play in England? You can ask me, is he from Africa? You get what I'm saying?
Okay.
Those are the kind of questions that should be asked. I have the first player in front of me. Sicho, I'll start with you. Since you won last week.
Is he an American? Is he an African?
No, he's not African, actually.
And also, you can ask any question to narrow it down.
So let's do it quick. Let each player 5 minutes tops.
Okay.
3 minutes, actually, 3 minutes tops.
Now, Henry, come again with it. I'm not getting the concept, honestly.
So what I'm saying is, ask me a question about. I have chosen a player in front of me.
Okay.
Right. So all you do is to ask me a question about the player.
Okay.
You are trying to guess the player. So you ask me questions that should lead you to
The-
a hint of who the player is.
Okay, all right.
So Sicho asked, "Is he from Africa?" I said no.
Does he
So
play
you
in
cannot ask
Does he play in the EPL?
I can say he played in the EPL.
So he's retired.
He's retired. Yes, I'll help you with that.
Is he from France?
No, he's not from France.
Crazy.
Wait, is he from Europe?
Yeah, he's European.
Okay. Is he a pundit now?
Is he a pundit now? That's an interesting question. That is an interesting question. I think a few times you see him here and there, but he's not like a mainstream pundit. No.
Was he controversial during his playing days?
No. So when you ask, Sicho has to ask before I come back to you.
All right.
Okay. Is he English?
Yes, he's English. Good question.
Was he a midfielder?
No, he wasn't.
John Terry.
Wrong.
Frank Lampard.
Wrong.
Pause.
Next question, please.
Okay.
Now you know he's English.
Has he won the Premier League?
Yes, he's won the Premier League. Yeah.
Did he play for England countless times?
Andy Cole.
Andy Cole is correct. Andy
Andy
Cole is correct.
Andy Cole.
How did you guess this?
Andy Cole. When he said
Andy
the
Cole
pundits,
is correct.
England now, way you might go there.
no, when he said the pundit he appears here and there. So when the voice of the Premier League and it's English and it's there, bro.
Oh yeah, that was smart. That was really smart.
Let's go.
Next player, I have the next player in front of me. Ajo, I'll start with you. First question.
Okay.
That was smart. I like that.
Was he a defender?
No, he wasn't.
Okay.
Is he South American?
No, he's not.
Okay. Is he still playing active football?
No, he's retired. That's a brilliant one. I like that. I'm still.
Is he European?
like last week, man. Like my last week.
Hey.
Yeah, it was a very, very good guess. Oh, Sicho is off.
Is he European?
Oh, okay.
Okay, he's come back.
Let's wait for him to ask. They know.
Yeah,
Did
Sicho,
you
let's go.
say he was European?
No, nobody has asked me that question. Yeah.
Is he European?
No, he's not European.
Okay. He's from Africa.
Yes, he's African.
Is he from Africa? Did you say yes?
Citro's network. Citro, we are waiting for your question.
Hey.
Sicho,
I don't want any stress today, connection, whatever. Hey.
Sicho network name pay after 50 minutes.
Hey.
That's so funny, bro.
Is he African? Is he African?
Oh yeah, he's African. Yeah, he's African.
Africa, yeah.
You guys have asked me 8 questions so far. 8 questions. You have 12.
No, when Ajo asked, I didn't hear that. I want to know so that
Has he won the
he's African.
No.
Okay.
Michael, listen.
Has he won
No.
AFCON? Has he won the AFCON?
No, he didn't.
Is he Nigerian?
No, he's not. You have 7 more.
Did he play in Italy?
No, actually 8. Sorry. So be careful the questions you ask, because at the end of the 20 questions, wrong.
Aturi.
Wrong.
Mohamed Salah.
So,
You have 7 more
the question. Was he a winger?
He actually
No,
won
he
the
wasn't a
AFCON.
winger.
Didier Drogba.
No. But he's a very prominent player.
Has he been African Player of the Year before?
Correct! How did you guess Tony Yeboah? No, seriously. How did you guess Tony Yeboah?
Yo, bro, my name is Ajo, bro.
Nah, my guys are sharp.
Hey.
Andy Cole, Tony Yeboah. No, this is crazy.
Come on.
All the stars on the African continent.
High five for my mouth.
Nah, Joe sport it.
High five for my life.
I seriously thought today was going to be a mess for you guys.
Top
Anyway,
of the morning matter.
wow. Now it is a tie. So this is the tiebreaker.
Crazy.
This is the final one, the tiebreaker.
Crazy.
Oh, I love this. Guys, I have my player.
So this
First
show go
question,
fly, I'm
Sicho.
telling you.
20
Final one.
questions.
Hey,
He's retired. Remember, your question should prompt a yes or no.
can you guys hear me?
But I'll
Yeah.
let the one fly.
Hey, Vodafone, steady.
Is he
Hey,
retired or active?
Uh-huh.
Is he retired or active?
Vodafone
Ajo?
foundation, yeah.
Your question.
Okay,
Was he
yeah.
a free kick specialist?
He was really good. He was really good with free kicks.
Correct.
But he was not a David Beckham or you know
No.
Never mind the goal alone, sir. Hey, Charlie, what the?
by
Is he South?
He's
Is he
South
South? Is he
American.
South? Is he South African? South American.
by place of birth he's South American, but he didn't play for South American national team.
Jorginho.
No, by the country
Hey,
he
he's
played for.
still my boy.
Was he South American?
No, it's not Jorginho.
I don't mind you, man.
Oh,
Hey.
Jorginho.
Was he good with penalties?
Yeah, he was.
Bruno Fernandes.
That is wrong. Next question, guys. Next question.
Charlie.
Yeah. I enjoy
Okay.
your question.
So he played for an
You
European
have 15
country.
more questions.
Was
Did he play for an European
attacking
country?
midfielder?
Yes. 14 more.
Okay.
Yes. Yes, he played in Spain.
Did he play
I'm
in
crazy.
Spain?
We are getting the wow.
Sharp guys. Now you guys shot me today. Andy Cole. No, wrong.
Did he?
Good shout, but wrong. You have 12 more questions to go.
Marco Senna.
Let's go quick,
Was he
guys.
controversial? Was he controversial?
No, he wasn't. Sijo, let's go. 10 more. Or 11 more, sorry. No. 10 more to go.
Attacking midfielder. Crazy. Wow.
Did he play for the Spanish
Now
national?
you know
Did he play
attacking
for
midfielder
the Spanish national
who
team?
is South American by birth but didn't play for a South American national team. Played for a European national team. An attacking midfielder.
This is
Good with set pieces.
good with
Penalties.
Don't Jorginho.
Played in Spain but didn't play for Spanish national team. You know him. Everybody knows him.
Charlie, nah, this is a wild. This is crazy.
Next question, guys.
What is oh no. See that the trick is that my next question can give my man a clue.
No. If you ask a question and I respond and it's something that you think is, yeah, just say it. Just say it.
That's the whole idea.
Leave from Argentina.
And the name is on your head and sharp.
No.
Then you answer.
Sicho, next question. Let's go quick.
This is crazy.
Yes, I did.
No. Did he ever win La Liga?
Oh, yeah, one
Thiago Motta.
How many people from don't play for the national team?
Actually, he won La Liga twice.
Diego Costa was not number 2.
Yeah, he won La Liga twice. It's not Diego Costa anyway.
Yeah, he's
Next
a
question.
striker.
He won La Liga twice.
Plus, I already mentioned he didn't play for Spanish national team, so it's not Diego Costa. And I also said he's an attacking midfielder, so he's not Diego Costa.
Riquelme.
Riquelme is wrong.
Riquelme play for Argentina.
Next question, guys. This is so interesting. This is the best mystery man I've seen. I love this.
Okay, he
Played for Argentina.
Yes, he played for Barcelona.
Okay, did he play for Barcelona?
There's a particular question. The moment you ask me, you'll know who it is.
Was he okay? No. Wait. Has he won the Ballon d'Or?
No. 7 more questions.
Oh, he's a player.
You know him too well. No football fan doesn't know this guy. If you ask more questions, you will know. I don't know why you're not asking questions and you're trying to guess. The more questions you ask, the closer you get to knowing who it is. Yes.
Deco.
Correct.
Did he play with?
I don't want.
Deco.
No. Tito, so you ask the question. You ask the question that prompted the answer. But I don't mention Deco before you mention Deco.
I said Deco.
So Deco is Brazilian. Deco is Brazilian. Played for the played for Barcelona.
Deco was the name. I just mentioned Deco.
Played for Chelsea. Now, if anybody asked me if he played for them, played in the Premier League, that would have nudged you a long time ago.
I'm telling
but
you.
because you were focused on the Spanish league, that is what delayed the answer. But of course, congratulations to But you guys regardless, you guys really tried today. And the Cole is a tough guess. It's a tough guess. Tony Yeboah is a tough guess. Deco, not so much. I think Deco was supposed to be the easiest, but even
I enjoyed this. I enjoyed it.
For me, I'm really proud now. You guys are really proud.
Teacher mentioned in the first one.
Yeah. Anyway, that's true. Not many people know he's Brazilian. But
Deco
is Brazilian.
Because not many people even know he was born in Brazil.
Portugal. But anyway, guys, thank you very much. It's been a beautiful episode.
Not many people know he was born in Brazil.
Adore. The streets will hear of you. The streets will hear of you.
Congratulations, man.
Adore winning this episode of the Mystery Man. And of course, it's part of our quiz. Sometimes we bring you the players exact. Sometimes it's the Mystery Man. And sometimes we come direct and ask questions just like every other quiz. But this has been FC Pitchside Podcast with me, Theo Nyan. I've been doing this with Sicho and Dajo, making this show very interesting. We'll see you same time next Monday. Bye.
Welcome to Footy Center Podcast Series. Welcome to Footy Center Podcast Series.